time for a little armchair travel. Get yourself comfortable and relaxed. Today we are going to the beautiful island of Niue, and joining us, well, who's taking us on the travel is Caitlin Head, who's actually my niece, joins me in the studio. Hello, Caitlin.
Hi, Auntie.
Hi, Auntie. She always says that. Good to see you.
Hey, it's great to see you.
So anyway, you've just come back from Niue, and I feel like even me saying that name, I don't pronounce it correctly. How do you say it?
Niue.
Niue.
Yeah.
Okay. And the reason you know how to pronounce it correctly, right, is because you are also studying the language, right?
Yes, I am doing night classes at Manukau Institute of Technology at the moment.
A couple of nights a week.
Yes.
And why is that?
Wow, that's a question, isn't it? As I'm assuming people would know that we're both Niuean.
Not necessarily.
Okay, well, hey guys, we're both Niuean. And I since I moved up to Auckland in 2020 to come study, I have met amazing people who have really encouraged me in my journey of culture, and really claiming what is mine, and part of that is being Niuean. And you know, Pacific Islanders are just really fun people, and so when I'm like, I'm Niuean, people respond differently. You know, they're like, oh my gosh, fun, Pacific Islander. But then I kept saying it, and I didn't know what it meant. I didn't know how to be Niuean, and I didn't know what it looked like. And so I would say it, but there was like this empty void to it because I didn't know what I was actually saying or inferring when I said it. So I just kind of wanted to learn the language, so when I say that I'm Niuean, I know what I'm on about, and I can kind of not feel fake in saying it. Yeah.
You're definitely the one person in our family who is the most connected to our Niuean history. I mean, because as families we have multiple histories. You know, for our family we've got English, we've got Irish, we have got Niuean, we've probably got some other stuff in there as well, Scottish. But you are the one person who has really embraced this, and I feel that by you doing this, it's sort of you're bringing the rest of us along in a different way. Even like we've got a book written about family, Henry Head of Niue Island, and Daniel, my son, recently was saying, hey, where's that book? I want to have a look at it. Hadn't asked before, but because of your journey. So you went to Niue, it was your 21st, right?
Yeah.
And you went with your dad.
Yeah.
And you went there for a week, because I think flights are only one a week.
Yeah, it's just one in on a Tuesday, one out on a Tuesday.
But that's nice. You're forced to have 7 days.
And I would have loved more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in terms of the climate, I know it was warm. Is it quite a humid sort of place?
Kind of depends. It was definitely humid at points while we were there. Like I was literally sitting outside, not even in the sun, sweating. So that was really nice. But we had a couple of days where it was drizzly and rainy. And the day following that was more of a heat, but a dry heat because the rain had just come. So it kind of depends if it's rained or not.
Yeah. And as an island, it's not one of those islands you go to that's got lots of sandy beaches at all. And they call it the Rock, don't they? For a reason. It's built on a rock. Did you know that before you went there?
I knew it was called the Rock of Polynesia. And I would always brag like, I'm from Niue, I'm from the Rock of Polynesia. Like, you can't touch us. But then I went there. And I understand why it's called the Rock of Polynesia, because there's no sand beaches. We found 2 sand spots on our whole trip there, and we did a lot of walking, a lot of, being on the coast. But it's just cliffs basically the whole way around, or reefs the whole way around. There's only a couple spots where there's not reefs coming into the island, and that's where the ports are for the boats.
Okay. So, but there's this place you go swimming on rock pools, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can still get your swimming in, because we're coastal people, right? We like the beach.
Yeah, we do.
Well, island people, obviously. And what's the snorkeling like there?
It's so cool. Okay, the water is so clear, and you can actually see where the fresh water and the salt water mixes.
Wow.
So there's this layer of fresh water on top, and it kind of looks blurry when you're swimming, and even above the water as well. So you have to dive deeper to be just in the salt water, and you can see this like blurry effect of your vision go away as you dive deeper. I thought that was insane.
That sounds very cool. And what did you see? Nemo?
I wish, man. Nah, I saw sea
Nemo?
snakes.
Sea snake. I like sea snakes. They're kind of silver and black.
Yeah.
Are they the ones?
Yeah, well, there was also yellow and black ones as well.
Okay. Did you see any octopus?
Yes, I saw one.
Oh, awesome.
That was in a rock pool that me and Dad went to, and we just floated there staring at it, trying to get it to come out, but it didn't. But it was really cool. I'd never seen one in real life swimming.
So were there lots of fish?
Yes, there was heaps.
And tropical different colours and all that? Oh,
Very
see,
beautiful.
I am the queen of loving snorkeling. I just love to lie like a, what do you call it, a starfish on top of the water and look down and just, that to me is heaven on earth. So that gives a big tick. In terms of the accommodation, it's not a big island, right? Is it?
No, not in comparison to other places. I mean, definitely not in comparison to New Zealand. I've been told that all the Cook Islands can fit into Niue.
Oh, okay. So then it probably is quite big.
It takes about an hour and a half to drive around the whole thing.
Okay, yeah, because in comparison to, say, Rarotonga, which I think might take about half an hour to drive around. Okay, so that's good to know. So it's quite spread out. I would imagine some areas of sort of fairly dense bush, it's not inhabitable.
So much jungle. Literally, it feels... I don't know, I'm quite proud to say that Niue feels quite untouched.
Nice.
There's so much jungle. I wasn't expecting it when I went there because you think tropical island, Pacific island, you think beaches and palm trees and coconut trees, and there's so many coconut trees, but there's such dense bush, and I loved it. It just felt quite magical.
Right.
Really.
So quite unspoiled.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I think a lot of touristy destinations you go to, they are very built up, and that's the whole industry, is the tourism industry. And there's obviously a bit of one there, but it's sort of still got that charm about it, I take it.
Yeah, I think when we were there, we met some people from New Zealand who had come over to help with the tourism there. And so they're building up their tourism at the moment. I kind of like that the tourism isn't booming there because, like, I like to think of Niue as kind of my secret place.
Yeah.
My little
Except
secret
that you've
island.
just told people on the radio about how good it is.
Yeah, I mean, I got to brag, like...
The homeland.
Yeah.
And, I mean, we haven't got time to go into all this today. In fact, I'll get you back in when it's Niue and Language Week because, you and I have a great connection to this island. We've got relatives that were important people there who are buried there. If you bump into anybody with the surname Head, H-E-A-D, we're related to them.
Yep.
And I understand you did bump into a few rallies.
Yeah, kind of everywhere we went. We got told specifically of Auntie Pat. You have to meet Auntie Pat the whole time we were there. Auntie Pat, Auntie Pat. And so we ended up finding Auntie Pat and we just rocked up to her house. Auntie Pat, Auntie Pat. She comes running downstairs. And then my dad goes, I'm Mark Head. Oh, come inside, come inside. So we went in, had yarns with her. So her name was Pat Head, like your mum, like my grandma.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, before she got married, she was Pat Head. And that was quite special for us.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, she's so beautiful.
Oh, that's so awesome. So, I mean, I feel for you, some people go for a holiday. This was more about going back to where you've come from, your genealogy, your place of belonging. And what did that kind of do in your heart?
I knew going there that God was going to do a good thing. I felt it like in the months leading up to it, especially in the week leading up to it, because I was so nervous before I went away. Because I just got in my head about it that maybe I won't meet my family, even though it's such a small island, like I will. But, maybe I won't meet my family. Maybe it's not going to be this beautiful thing that I want it to be. And to the week before where I just felt such peace because I was like, nah, God's actually here. And then even to sitting in our accommodation, and I was scared to leave because I was scared that maybe people wouldn't accept me, maybe my family wouldn't accept me. And then God just said to me, you need to believe that I'm preparing a place for you everywhere you go.
Oh, gee, that's a good word.
Yeah. And I was like, damn, bro, you're so right. And it was still hard leaving the accommodation that day specifically. But yeah, I would love to say that it was a holiday, but it really just sank into my heart that
it was a journey home.
Yeah, like I felt at home. I'm from Taupo, and so when I go home, I feel at peace. And I'd say 3 or 4 days in there, I felt it was home and that, I could come here to rest when things are too hard, and that God really has prepared a place for me there. And of course, my family's from there.
Okay, this doesn't usually happen on Armchair Travel, but I'm going to go.
Yeah?
You've put something in my heart. I think there's something really important in our conversation today. We're not just talking about holidays, but for anyone who's listening, maybe there's a yearning in your heart to return to a place. Maybe it was somewhere you were born, you haven't been for a long time, or maybe like us, it's something in your ancestry that you've never explored. This could be the time for you to do that. Hey, Caitlin, thank you for bringing something so unique today on Armchair Travel.
Thanks for having me, Auntie.